Afternoon, this is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. An employee at the Ministry of Trade and Industry has appealed to the newly appointed Undersecretary to address salary disparities, alleged misuse of fuel allowances, and unequal pay among staff. The South Sudan National Police Service says it has rolled out a new strategy aimed at curbing rising crimes among young people in Juba and some towns across the country. And the mayor of Juba City says 36 garbage collection trucks are at work and urged residents to adhere to cleaning their neighborhoods. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Baria Johnson, and now the news in detail. An employee at the Ministry of Trade and Industry has appealed to the newly appointed Undersecretary to address salary disparities, alleged misuse of fuel allowances, and unequal pay among staff. Speaking during the first staff meeting on Thursday, May 15th, with the newly appointed Undersecretary, Abraham Cho raised serious concerns about financial mismanagement in the ministry. He alleged that some employees at the ministry continue to receive fuel allowances amounting to 96,000 or 72,000 SSP, even though they don't own vehicles. Cho urged the newly appointed Undersecretary to address such practices, warning that failure to curb corruption could result in a short tenure as experienced by previous office holders.
Guta and the secretary Benado come to you, Bishilubara. And a borigal problem there. No ma monte Bishilubara. Awalan, who was on two gurush in the Jua. In a guru in the Jua. Other Menjuru, Mina with a DG, not the counter. Any and the secretary Shilubara, Guru Pablo Bishil would do for you. That's the secret. The Mariner, the 3 leases with a fuel, with a gas. For private sector, private car, would do jazz. Or few goes, or fish, you know, with a mosalat. The lease is 3 leases the pay. At least with our gold, about our gold, we bargain the low and top. Like in the numbers, they are still, you know, we do be lupi enough. That's why the minute private card, go get up to me. I that private card, enough there is number. Final be 96, final be 72. We deal that bargain mine or beer.
He also pointed to inequalities in salary payments among ministry staff, revealing that employees in the same grade receive different salaries.
I'm grade 7. I'm a better 48. I'm a better messenger. Better 48. It's not true. If you grade 7, better 72. We're in the same grade. The massa. Kalam the fee. Kalam the you in. And I'm about to minute, but the coach, you know. Face to face, training da, which is a giga. Haga giga, Pelina da, Kudara, and I give let you create information. And I look at my giga. Da, Yauda, number 4, he is serving up. What do you know if border? Their name, they are still in this year, as my opinion. While in Pejat, we careful. We should go with some element. We do Karana fee. Da, they enter. Nicolation, the messengers. And cleaner and gatekeeper, there is problem. The messenger in your office and the secretary, like not you and the serial father. Some of them, but you know, to mean our Shirin, you know, Arbo Shirin, Gine, power. We feel some of them, but you know, the men are Ben Guru. When they are the same, you know, they are messengers. The Kalamda and go to Kalamasa. Abrut, Kulu messengers, the most of the secretary, often the Wazira, Kalikun Sawa. Yayakun 48, Yayakun 24.
The South Sudan National Police Service says it has rolled out a new strategy aimed at curbing rising crimes among young people in Juba and some towns across the country. Speaking to iRadio this morning, police spokesperson Major General James Mande Inoka said a special unit dubbed as Compact Patrol has been established to address activities of the gang groups commonly known as niggers. According to General Inoka, operations are ongoing in several hotspots areas, including Munuki, Gudele, Shirkat, and Tomping, with particular attention given to crime-prone zones in West Juba. He said the unit responds swiftly to public alerts and works to apprehend offenders and bring them to justice.
The activities of the niggers is one of the recent crime activities which is being committed by our young boys and girls, not only in Juba town, but also in some few towns in the states. So the South Sudan National Police Service leadership have made a strategy to combat these kind of crimes, and of course, force has been deployed to specifically tackle these crimes very critically. So we have the combat patrol, which is based in ICT and then operating in the areas where such cases are reported. And we ask the public to report this, communicate with us, so that the patrol forces move to those areas and then apprehend these niggers and bring them to the law.
The police spokesperson confirmed that more than 400 youth suspects were arrested last year and taken to the Rajaf Training Center for rehabilitation. Some were prosecuted in court while others were handed back to their families. General Enoka stated that the general security situation in the country remains stable despite isolated incidents involving youth gangs. The mayor of Juba City says 36 garbage collection trucks are at work and urged residents to adhere to cleaning their neighborhoods. Johnson Swaka announced the new garbage collection trucks that are at work on Saturday. According to each truck, makes 3 trips per a day, meaning the 36 trucks makes a total of 108 trips daily. The trucks are projected to collect nearly 540 metric tons of waste every day. Mr. Soka described the trucks as a major step forward addressing the capital's growing waste management challenges. He spoke on State TV SSBC yesterday.
أي مؤسسة ما بيمشي يركب حقه ما بيقدر يقدم خدمات. أنا عندنا 36 عربية و36 عربية دول شغال في النظافة بقول وساخة في جوا يوميا. 36 عربية ده كل عربية بيمشي 3 ريبس معناه 108 رحلة يوميا أتعامل المساحة بتاع جوا. ووسائل تجربة 540 طن متر في اليوم. حسب نفسك كلامك كده بكم في الوسائل ناتج. فأنا دايرين ناتج يكون حريصين.
In November 2024, the government of Japan donated 17 garbage collection trucks and 2 containers to bolster waste management efforts in Juba City. The move is expected to greatly reduce the accumulation of uncollected waste in residential and commercial areas, a persistent issue that had plagued the capital. Over the years, citizens have repeatedly voiced concerns about the health and environmental risk posed by uncollected trash. In an effort to address the issue, the City Council introduced a household waste collection fee of about 2,000 South Sudan pounds per household last year. However, despite the fee, garbage collection remained inconsistent, leading to growing discontent. In November 2022, the Juba City Council officially launched the 2021 to 2030 Solid Waste Management Master Plan in Juba City, drawing collaboration between the City Council, international partners, and the local community to achieve sustainable waste management in Juba. The former commissioner of Twitch East County in Jonglei State, Deng Mabankod, has passed away in Juba after a prolonged illness, a family member confirmed. Speaking to iRadio this morning, Atem, a cousin of the late Kwod, said he died at 3 p.m. on Sunday in a Juba hospital following battles with liver cancer and hepatitis B. Atem revealed that Kwod had recently returned from India, where he sought specialized medical treatment. Although doctors initially recommended a liver transplant, they later advised the family to bring him home, stating his condition was too advanced to treat effectively. Kwod was first diagnosed with hepatitis B in Juba in February, and subsequent tests in India confirmed the presence of liver cancer.
Commissioner Honorable Deng Mabankod, the former commissioner of this county, died yesterday at around 6:30 p.m. At Juba Teaching Hospital. Honorable Deng was diagnosed with, in the first place, was what we call hepatitis B. Then he was first admitted here on the 15th of February, 2025 at Mahuna Medical Complex. Thereafter, he was transferred to Nairobi Hospital. Then he was taken to India, Niot International Hospital, in the city of Sanai.
The late Court, aged 51 at the time of his passing, served as Commissioner of Twitch East County from 2021 to 2023. A term described Court as a devoted family man and a respected community leader, noting his key role in leading efforts to build protective dikes during the devastating 2021 floods that submerged most of the county.
Yes, he has a wife. And he survived with 3 children, 2 daughters and 1 boy. Well, Honorable Deng is a good man. He's a man of his people. He was a good father to his children and the family. He was a good community member and a leader of our community of Abek in Twitch County. And he's an educated person.
You are listening to iRadio Afternoon News. Gender activists are calling for legal reforms, increased community awareness, and improved healthcare access to address the issue of child marriage. Child marriage refers to any formal marriage or informal union where one or both individuals are under the age of 18. Dr. Gordon, Executive Director of Men for Women organization, emphasized that tackling child marriage and obstetric fistula requires a comprehensive approach. He stressed the importance of prioritizing healthcare for women and girls to safeguard their well-being and future opportunities. Gordon further urged families to take an active role in advocating for the eradication of child marriage within their communities. He made the remarks on iRadio's Zone 72 youth program over the weekend.
Addressing the intertwined issues of child marriage and obstetric fistula in South Sudan requires a multifaceted approach, which of course involves issues of legal reform, very important, issues of healthcare improvement, and of course community engagement for them to be able to know the impact of child marriage and what they can do in case of issues of obstetric fistula. And of course, by prioritizing the health and rights of women and girls, South Sudan can be able to move forward towards a future where such, of course, preventable tragedies are no longer a reality. So it's all about us as parents to be able to champion this in our communities. Start from your families, in your communities, and in our societies all over South Sudan.
For her part, Project Officer for Sexual Reproductive Health and Rights with Amref Health Africa, Oyela Josephine, emphasized the need for improved health-seeking behavior within the community. She stressed that when an underage girl becomes pregnant, seeking medical attention is crucial to ensure her well-being and reduce health risk. Josephine further underscored the importance of conducting deliveries at healthcare centers to prevent obstetric fistula as a result of child marriage.
Me, I would go on the side of the community or to improve on their health-seeking behavior. For example, when they have a pregnant adolescent, a pregnant young girl, this girl should be taken for antenatal. When she's sick, she should go for medical care. And also others, they should always seek medical attention in case of anything, and all births should be taken care of at health facility. Delivery should be at health facility, and they should go for care earlier enough, and they should listen to the advice of health workers because they understand what is happening.
According to reports, child marriage remains a pressing issue in South Sudan, with 52% of girls married before the age of 18. The practice is deeply rooted in poverty, gender inequality, and cultural traditions. And finally, the son of late freedom fighter Nashigak Nashuluk has called on young people to champion peace, justice, and reconciliation in memory of those who sacrificed their lives for South Sudan's independence. Speaking to iRadio on the 42nd anniversary of the founding of SPLA, Mr. Alan Nashigak highlighted the pivotal role of his father, who led the Agrab Battalion in the SPLA's first major victory, the capture of Buma Hills. He acknowledged lingering grievances among communities, but urged youth to embrace unity and celebrate diversity among South Sudan's 64 tribes.
We have a lot of past grievances through all our communities. We are a nation that we brought by war. We gain our freedom through war. Our communities are always fighting. But there is a place for forgiveness. We need to forgive ourselves and we need to reconcile with ourselves. And as youths, this is a place whereby we can build together by recognizing our diversity within all the 64 communities. And when we recognize all our diversities and the differences, we can be able to accept one another.
However, Alan encourages young people to engage with their leaders, especially in areas affected by intercommunal violence, to advocate for peace, justice, and reconciliation.
Peace is our collective effort. Reconciliation is also our collective effort. Forgiveness is our collective effort. We, the youth, are the architects of this nation. We are the builders of this nation. Without us, this country will not go forward. And without us, we will not see a better future. So I encourage us to engage the leaders in peace processes, both at the national level, at our community level, where we are having intercommunal clashes. Keep talking. Advocate for your brothers from different communities. Where you see injustice, stand up and say this is injustice. I want us to build a better future.
You're listening to iRadio News, and now to the regional and international news with my colleague Madrama James.
Leading Kenyan lawyer and the country's former Justice Minister Martha Karua says she has been deported from Tanzania to prevent her from attending the court case of opposition leader Tundu Lissu. Two colleagues accompanying her were also reportedly detained and deported after flying in from neighboring Kenya. Former Kenyan Chief Justice Willy Mutunga and other prominent rights activists who later traveled there over Lissu's case said they were stopped and held at the airport. Tanzanian authorities have not yet commented. Elsewhere, Israel says it will allow a limited amount of food into Gaza, ending an 11-week blockade that has brought the territory to the brink of famine. Prime Minister Netanyahu said a starvation crisis would jeopardize Israel's renewed military offensive against Hamas. Israel began extensive ground operations across Gaza at the weekend, and deadly airstrike continued overnight. Finally, police in India have arrested a local YouTuber on suspicions of spicing for Pakistan. Jyoti Marathwa, a travel influencer from the northern Indian state of Haryana, allegedly traveled to the neighboring country several times. Her last trip was in March 2025. Police in Haryana alleged that she was in touch with a Pakistan High Commission official who was expelled from India earlier this month.
Thank you, Madrama. And now to the sports news with Lasuba Memo.
Thanks, Baria Johnson. In the world of sports, let's begin at home. Rank Olympic claim a crucial 1-0 victory over Nile City in a postponed Week 15 fixture of the South Sudan Premier League, a result that guarantees their top-flight status for next season. The twin lifts Rank Olympic to 23 points, placing them alone in 10th position. Nile City, meanwhile, remains at the bottom of the table with just 5 points. In another fixture, Al Hilal Wow and Koryambor played a 1-1 draw in a physically intense contest. The result sees Al Hilal Wow stay in 8th place with 33 points, while Koryambor holds on to 6th with 37 points. Today's scheduled matches will feature 11th placed Bentiu City and bottom side Yei Lion Hunter, who are currently 12th. With the season nearing its conclusion at the end of this month, Yei Lion Hunter desperately needs a win to boost their chances of avoiding relegation. Another superb Declan Rice strike and Arsenal victory over Newcastle to secure the Gunners a place in next season's Champions League. Mikel Arteta's side were flat and uninspiring before Rice's exquisite curling finish from outside the box ensured second place Arsenal ended their home campaign on a winning note. The Gunners had David Raya to thank in the first half as Newcastle, who remained in a good position of the Champions League spot, threatened despite missing leading scorer Alexander Isak. The scorer of the 23rd Premier League goals was absent with a groin injury. Finally, Lionel Messi has urged the Inter Miami to stay at United as his side's miserable run continued with a 3-0 defeat at home to Orlando City in the MLS. The loss in the Florida Derby was Miami's 5th in 7 games in all competition as they dropped to 6th in the Eastern Conference. Argentina forward Messi, 37, who is a record 8-time Ballon d'Or winner, had just two shots on target and scored a free kick in a subdued performance. That's all in the world of sports. Back to you, Baria Johnson.
You are listening to iRadio News, and to end this bulletin, here are the headlines once again. An employee at the Ministry of Trade and Industry has appealed to the newly appointed Undersecretary to address salary disparities, alleged misuse of fuel allowances, and unequal pay among staff. The South Sudan National Police Service says it has rolled out a new strategy aimed at curbing rising crimes among young people in Juba and some towns across the country. And the mayor of Juba City says 36 garbage collection trucks are at work and urged residents to adhere to cleaning their neighborhoods. That's the end of iRadio Afternoon News. If there is a story or an event you would like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +2119 25287870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 1/2 the hour. I am Baria Johnson. Thanks for listening.